We'll be working to him just to talk to him a little bit about that. Mr. Rekhetu, today you are launching your manifesto. Why have you chosen this area?
Well, we chose this area because we do believe that whilst everybody is focusing on the metropolitan areas and the big cities, it is important to focus attention on the rural communities and the small towns, because the majority of our people, even though they are in the main centers and main cities, at the end of the day they return home into the villages. And it is important that we talk about the issues facing the communities in the rural areas, because there are issues of land, there are issues of agriculture, there are issues of water, and there are issues of general service delivery in the rural areas. And there's a failure to ensure that those services are delivered in the rural areas. Now, part of the problem in South Africa is this migration of people out of the villages and rural areas into the urban centers. We've got to ensure that we correct that. We've got to make sure that the rural economy, the agricultural economy are actually strengthened, so that our villagers and rural people can actually ensure that they also benefit from the democratic dividend. And so as the Congress of the People, we are very much concerned about what's happening in the rural areas, the neglect that is there. And so hence we have brought our manifesto launching here in a far flung, very remote village of Mokwakwaila, because it is important that South Africans must actually see and appreciate what it is that is happening in the villages. As you can see here, the conditions here are not that good. We've had to import almost everything into the village, and it becomes so important that people in this country must appreciate the conditions in the rural areas, and a COPE government and a local government will ensure that we have a balance between your urban areas and your rural areas, so that the people in the rural areas must also benefit out of the democratic dividend.
Let's just trace back to when COPE was established or formed. I mean, you guys performed very well in the first elections, but because of the infights, you have seen a serious decline of support with regards to fighting for leadership. Where are you with regards to that?
Well, since our National Congress in January 2014, we've had to go back to the drawing board. And also since the disastrous election results of 2014, we've had to go back to the drawing board and actually assess what were the reasons, what happened, and how can we remedy the situation. I must say we have turned the corner. We have structures all over the country. We are continuing to build them. We continue to include and recruit more members into the party. And generally, as you can see, even in a village, we do have people, members of the Congress of the People. All of these people here come from small little villages around here in Limpopo. We have not imported anybody by trains and buses out of Limpopo. We've made sure that the village people are here. And so this is evidence for you enough to see that COPE is there. If you talk about Namakwala and if you talk about KwaZulu-Natal, we're going to have councillor candidates even in a rural area. We're going to have councillor candidates in urban centers. And so we have turned the corner, and the party is doing very well so far.
Talking about what the party has been doing, I mean, the last reaction, you guys walked out of the national parliament, when the president was speaking. Did you achieve what you're hoping to achieve?
Well, as you can see currently, that the ruling party is actually not giving serious attention to the ruling of the Constitutional Court. And the first statement in our manifesto and the first statement in our Constitution talks about the importance of faith in our Constitution. And it talks about how we want to ensure that the Constitution and adherence to the Constitution is sacrosanct. We believe that the message that we are continuously sending out to people about what is happening in Parliament and how the ruling party is actually just undermining the Constitution is important. More and more South Africans are beginning to realize that indeed the Congress of the People has got a point, and we will continue to send this message that it is absolutely incorrect and wrong for the President of the country and a ruling party to undermine the Constitution in a manner in which they are undermining it currently.
The upcoming elections are one of the most that are going to be contested. What, as a political party, are you bringing on the table in terms of, trying to lower your support back, or rather trying to gain confidence among South Africans?
Well, as I said, we have structures on the ground. We've gone through a process of ensuring that the nomination of candidates is happening. And we will make sure that we have candidates in excess of 80% of the wards that are there in the country. And the message that we will be sending out here and the campaigns that we have been engaging at a local level is to make sure that we take the message of hope to the people. And we believe that with what people have seen, our uncompromising stance with regard to the Constitution, the rule of law, with regard to the fight against corruption, with the fight against lack of service delivery, and the messages that we have been sending out, that a lot more South Africans are receptive towards the messages of hope.
These elections are going to be, like I said, are regarded as one of the elections that are going to be contested. Are you confident enough in terms of, you going back to the position where you were in 2009?
Well, you'll recall that these are local elections, and currently throughout the country we have 263 councillors that are serving currently, and we believe that we are going to do far more better, increase, even tripling that number of those councillors as a minimum. And we're quite certain, if you look at the rural villages here, people are quite receptive, and COPE is going to do much better.
Talking to you right here from Mokwakwaila village, just 40 kilometers from Giyani in Polokwane. You heard it from the national chairperson. They are very confident that this upcoming election brings fortune for them. Back to you in studio.
Thank you so much to our political reporter.